You're listening to the Greeks Gridiron, live with Ethan Haristodoulou.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to more of the Greeks Gridiron. I'm Ethan Haristodoulou, and I am coming at you guys with a little bit of a USFL update for those of you who maybe found my channel because of the USFL this past spring. It's been a little bit since we've talked. I believe the last thing I did USFL based was when I did a wish list a handful of months ago. Life has been busy. I've been trying to keep up with the NFL, and there just hasn't really been a ton of, I would say, like concrete confirmed news from the league themselves for me to actually dive into. But big stuff going on as we are here today discussing the USFL announcing the Memphis Showboats as the newest team of the league. Yes, the Tampa Bay Bandits are no more and have been replaced and relocated over to Memphis. Now, from the sounds of it, this is a really big deal to the city. They were so excited that they went ahead and even locked themselves up as a host city for the South Division. Now, there's a little bit of conversation to be had about that. We'll get into that in a second, but the Showboats, a historic team of the USFL, famous as a team from back in like the 1980s during the USFL's initial run there, and they're going to be playing at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium, which is actually the very home of the original Memphis Showboats way back when as well. So some exciting stuff. And as I mentioned, Memphis is going to be hosting games for both the Showboats and the Gamblers, whereas the Birmingham location will now be home to the New Orleans Breakers and the Birmingham Stallions. Now, nothing has really been set in stone, at least from the time of me recording this, about what's going to be going on with the North Division. I have read some rumors here and there because I, of course, do still keep up with what's going on in the USFL, just haven't talked about it. But it sounds like Detroit is a potential location, and there's rumors for maybe another one, possibly, but the one that I've seen the most circulating is that Detroit might end up hosting for all four teams of the North Division. Whether that ends up happening or not, I don't know. Preferably, if they're doing two locations for the South Division teams, I would like to see two locations for the North Division teams as well, just for the sake of consistency, and also because I want to see the teams spread out a little bit more. I want to get as far away from the one hub location thing as possible, and obviously 4 locations would be better than 3, so that is something I'm hoping for. But it sounds like Detroit is in the front running for it, and we'll confirm on that once we find out the actual result from the league themselves. But first game for Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium, will be held on Sunday, April 16th. If you guys have not been following, it sounds like April 15th is going to be the inaugural day for season number 2. And I'm assuming that might end up being in Birmingham again, maybe as like a traditional thing, but that's just an assumption. Could be completely wrong on that. Maybe they choose one of the other stadium they end up picking for the North Divisions. Who really knows? I'm curious to see if the Birmingham Stallions end up hosting the opening game of the season, kind of like how the NFL does with the Super Bowl winning team hosting the opening game of their regular seasons. I would like to see them follow some sort of similar pattern like that. That'd be a pretty neat thing for them to do. But this is a big deal. On top of that, Todd Haley, he was announced as the team's head coach. Really exciting hire there. A guy from the NFL, someone that myself seeing a name like that, I was like, oh wow, this is really awesome to see. Bringing name brand value to the league. I'm really excited to see how this all works out for the Showboats. Obviously, the Tampa Bay Bandits, I feel like kind of ended up being a little bit of a disappointment last season. They were a heavy favorite going into the year. I remember a lot of people pegging them as a potential team to go the distance, and then ultimately just upset after upset and shocking result for the Bandits. Ended up in a non-playoff appearance. Did they play in the playoffs? I don't even remember. My goodness, it's been that long, and I haven't really thought about it. But regardless, not a great year they didn't, because the Breakers and Stallions did. That would make sense. Didn't make the playoffs, but they were a heavy favorite to go the full distance. So with all that in mind, I would love to hear what you guys think. I've seen a lot of Bandits fans distraught and upset because their Bandits team is now gone. But from the sounds of it, it just seems like they were having a really hard time trying to secure like a location for the Bandits to be playing in that wasn't with Birmingham already being set up with New Orleans and the Stallions themselves. So it seems just like it's a business move. Would I like to see the Bandits come back down the road? Absolutely. It's unfortunate they had to fold a team, but I'm curious to hear what you guys think. You Memphis people, you excited to see some Showboats? Are you excited to go to those games? Are you going to be going to those games? Are you not going to be going to the games? Where do you guys think the North Division is going to be playing this year? Rumors are flying around with that. I'd love to hear you guys' opinion on that one as well. But we're talking the USFL here. It's been a while, and my goal is now going forward, I'm trying to work out my schedule so that I'm not just NFL every single week. I would like to sprinkle in some more stuff, and with the XFL draft going on throughout the week right now, it sounds like quarterbacks are being picked pretty much, or were just picked a little bit before me recording this. I saw something about Kyle Sloter and Luis Perez jumping ship over to the XFL, so a lot to dive in with that. As that starts to come out, I will be covering the XFL right after the Super Bowl ends. I'll be diving right into that, and then as the XFL's rolling through and the USFL picks up, I'll be doing that as well. So a lot to be around here for. A lot of news I'm assuming is going to be start coming out within the next few months or so. So I think things will start ramping up and you'll be seeing me a lot more. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, and again, comment down below. What are your thoughts on this announcement and everything that is being a result from it all, I guess you could say. See you guys next time. Have a good one.